right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
A big thank you in Ferguson.
It's not an easy job.
The salute to first responders.
Great weather as many celebrate Mother's Day weekend. Then I'll time out rain and thunderstorm chances next week.
Our top story, new safety concerns tonight surrounding homeless camps in St. Louis after a deadly shooting near City Hall.
I'm 65 years old. I've never lived anywhere but St. Louis City, and I've never seen what's going on the past few years.
Increased concerns over violence downtown tonight after a St. Louis police officer opens fire on a man who had just shot and killed another man. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. The shootings happened as people were heading to work this morning and just steps away from City Hall. This also happened near a homeless encampment. Annie Krall is live downtown with what city leaders are saying tonight, Annie.
Tonight, that homeless encampment near City Hall is now gone. Police cleared it out after that deadly shooting, and a St. Louis alderman told us today that police have responded to 230 phone calls at that camp since the start of the year, and we do want to warn you that this video will have sounds of gunshots and it may be difficult to watch. On his way to work downtown, Aaron Laxton was sitting in his car around 7:30 Friday morning when he heard the sound of gunshots, also captured on his car's dash cam. Turning the corner onto 14th Street, he called 911.
City of St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, 911, Brittany.
Yeah, there's someone shooting. Someone just shot about like 20 shots down by City Hall.
That's when I pulled around and saw one of the individuals laying in the street.
After this shooting, Mayor Tashara Jones's office released a statement that safety was their top priority.
Gun violence happens everywhere throughout St. Louis, and that's why it's a citywide problem. It's a regional problem, not just certain pockets of the city.
Since it happened at the intersection of Market and 14th Street, where a large homeless encampment has been, people will no longer be allowed to congregate near City Hall. But as of Friday evening, the encampment didn't go far. It's moved across the street. 14th Ward Alderman Rasheen Aldridge supports having more homeless encampments throughout St. Louis.
Making sure that these encampments that are popping up, once they get too far gone, like how do we protect the area? But at the same time, putting up the barricades only just move our unhoused to another location. It's not really figuring out the solution. It's just moving them to another place in another spot.
In the last year, fellow St. Louis Alderman Joseph Vollmer says shootings and encampments like these in the heart of downtown are wearing on tourism opportunities.
I believe the Stiefel Center had a graduation ceremony. How do you think those folks, this is one of the highlights of your life, and you're coming down to a scene where someone was killed just hours before. It's unfortunate.
Both aldermen who we spoke with said how essential it is to continue both having mental health professionals as well as medical personnel to help curb both gun violence as well as homelessness in the city areas they want to see continued investment in, but they just wish someone didn't have to die in order to spotlight the need. Reporting live in St. Louis, Annie Krall, 5 on Your Side.
Tonight, St. Louis police are looking for the gunman in a fatal shooting on the city's north side. Police were called to North Garrison near Hebert. That's in the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood just after 4 this afternoon. A man was found shot in the abdomen. He died at the scene. So far, no arrests. This is the 64th homicide in St. Louis this year. Today, a juvenile court officer said a 15-year-old girl accused of beating another teenager and putting her in a coma should not be certified to stand trial as an adult. Cell phone video of the March 8th attack went viral, prompting calls for Mornice Declue to be charged as an adult. She said her main reason for her recommendation was because Declue has no prior run-ins with juvenile authorities or disciplinary issues at the school. And the juvenile system has services to help rehabilitate her. In court today, the officer confirmed the police report showed Kaylee Gain threw the first punch before Declue critically injured her.
She is a child, let's not forget that. And sometimes children get involved in things that mom and dad can't control. That's why we have juvenile courts, and that's why she should stay in juvenile court.
Declue will remain in custody. The judge says he'll rule on whether Declue should be certified as an adult in the coming weeks. A man accused of stealing a car with a child inside is in jail tonight. Officers arrested Stephen Dunn this afternoon. They say Dunn took the car from a mobile gas station in Brentwood early yesterday. Police found the 2-year-old child unharmed in Clayton about a half hour later. They found the car in Peevely a little later after that. Dunn is being held on charges including child kidnapping and stealing a motor vehicle. Hours ago, the city of Ferguson hosted a heartwarming party for its first responders. New tonight, Robert Townsend takes us to the event that attracted a huge crowd.
It was a festive event filled with lots of fun, good food, and gift giveaways. The cool party at this community center on this Friday night was for Ferguson's police officers, firefighters, and emergency dispatchers.
We just want them to know that we are a family and know that they can lean on each other and lean on us.
It was a chance for the North St. Louis County community to celebrate and say thank you to its everyday heroes who put their lives on the line, but also to recognize their spouses, parents, kids, and friends who support the emergency responders.
A lot of times our husbands, our loved ones are out there basically supporting the community and protecting them, and we're at home basically still keeping the family things moving.
The wives of Ferguson Police Chief Troy Doyle and Fire Chief John Hampton organized the Big Bash.
It feels good to be appreciated.
23-year-old Ryan Vance marking her first year as a Ferguson police officer.
I kind of look at this like a family reunion. Getting to know my coworkers' families and just getting together. We really don't have a lot of downtime.
A picture-taking party filled with plenty of laughs and memories they'll treasure for a lifetime.
And we'll always be there for them.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Officers hope tonight's appreciation party marks the beginning of year-long events that will allow them to honor Ferguson's first responders and their families. Well, right now there is a spectacular light show happening in the night sky. Look at this. It's just one of many pictures flooding into our newsroom over the past hour. Thank you, Jeff Kramer, for sending us this picture from Ellisville. Let's get straight to meteorologist Jim Castillo. This is something really special, Jim.
It really is. You know, it's Europe. We notice that pink sky instead of green. Sometimes the northern lights have a little bit of a green hue. And then in some of the pictures that I'm seeing coming in all over the place have a little bit of green mixed with the pink in there. And these are the northern lights. So the G5 was hit today, which is extreme geomagnetic solar storm. And again, very rare for us to see this, but it's gorgeous. And here's a picture from Jeff Kramer. Our own Ann Allred is related. And of course, Ellisville seeing those beautiful lights, even around Ellsbury, Missouri and Lincoln County, 8 miles southeast of there. The Richters sent this in. And then we have Cheryl Rodak in Oakville, Missouri. Related to me, we have also some of the viewing of the northern lights. We call that the Aurora Borealis, just absolutely stunning. So a G5 hasn't been reached since October 2003. So now we're at G4 level. That is still severe instead of extreme, which means we'll be seeing this, and we have that chance of seeing it again tomorrow. So I'll have a little bit more on this coming up in just a few minutes. Kelly?
All right, Jim. If you live in the Metro East, you'll want to allow a little extra time when coming into the city this weekend. About an hour ago, IDOT closed westbound lanes of Interstate 55-64 in East St. Louis so crews can resurface the road. The closure will affect the Poplar Street and Martin Luther King bridges. The Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge will remain open. All lanes should reopen by the Monday morning commute. Right now, traffic is flowing again on a stretch of Interstate 70 in St. Louis. Here is a live look from our MoDOT cam. 2 semis were involved in a crash around 4 this afternoon near Grand. One of the trailers caught fire. The burning cab was carrying sugar. Both drivers were treated for minor injuries at the scene. The road was shut down for more than 4 hours. We are in the midst of graduation season, and tonight we're introducing you to the hard-working graduates of the Missouri Virtual Academy. The students completed all of their required courses, all online. And for some of them, it was the option that kept them from dropping out of school. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon explains from Jefferson County.
They're lining up in the halls.
Can't believe this is happening, and emotional.
And after all, this is what they've waited for. Ready to go in caps and gowns. And don't forget the tassels. But there's something you wouldn't know from just looking at them.
Some of these kids are seeing each other for the first time.
These Grandview R2 school district students are assembling together in a school some of them have never set foot in.
Families, you're going to go to the left. Graduates are going to line up on the right, and there's restrooms right behind.
And they're all quiet and shy. I went down the hallway. I said, everybody better shake somebody's hand next to them. And they all started doing it. It was cool. Yeah.
They're part of the Missouri Virtual Academy, which offers high school instruction all over the internet.
It was a lot of work. It wasn't easy, but I got there.
And they're here to make their grand entrance. Families packing the stands at Grandview High to see their graduates earn a diploma. They came from all over the state.
So we have kids driven 6 hours to be here today for graduation.
For this 18-year-old from the small town of Barnard, the virtual option helped save her high school career.
I was getting bullied in school for who I am, so it was too much.
Enrolling in the Missouri Options program gave some 40 of the 200 graduates here who were falling behind on their credits a chance to catch up through rigorous instruction and testing. This is the very first graduation for the virtual students who completed that program. And for so many, it's not just a walk across the stage. It's a personal testament of resolve and the will to win.
Been through a lot.
Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Congratulations to all of them. This is only the second ever in-person graduation for students in the Missouri Virtual Academy. Coming up, thousands of WashU students getting ready to graduate. The precautionary measures following last month's protests. Keeping pesticides out of produce. Consumer Reports looks at the high-risk fruits and veggies.